I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of one whatsoever. Nope, still don't have one. And yeah, how much stuff? There ish. So I want to do another one of these because the last one did so well, over 19 views on it. Apparently, you guys like these. So another one that I want to do. This one is how to beat Don't Breathe. Just that title alone, I know this one's going to be pretty messed up and horrifying. So yeah. Alright, so without further ado, let's go and get this reaction. Mainly because I want to see how this one's going to.
If you were trapped in the house,
I didn't get the countdown. Bad. Alright, so let's begin. Starting in 3, 2, 1, yeet.
If you were trapped in the house, hunted down by a blind Special Forces killer, and you can't make a sound, what would you do?
Blind, really?
The characters in this movie thought robbing a blind
He was
man
having
would be
enhanced
an
hearing
easy
then.
job, only for it to turn into a brutal trap that takes a shocking turn towards the end. I'm going to break down the mistakes made, what you should do, and explain how to beat the blind soldier in Don't Breathe. Rocky is a small-time burglar who's trying to make as much money as she can to leave Detroit and head to California with her sister. She finds out from her partner there's a house in Skid Row where a veteran lives alone, and a whole lot of cash is sitting around inside. She doesn't have a...
You know you shouldn't rob the house of someone who is trained in firearms. You know, someone that you're not. Someone that fought in some of our more dangerous wars. So, you know, I may be dumb, but I'm not dumb enough to go and rob someone's house who's a war veteran. Don't know what war he was in, so I really don't know which way he was in. So I can't really say anything about that. But it doesn't matter. He's a war veteran. Half these movies don't have common sense in them. Alright, let's continue.
Have a clue that this will be the last robbery of her life. The burglars scout out the veteran's neighborhood and spot him outside walking his dog, and they notice he has a cane. This man is as blind as a bat, and the job appears to have gotten a whole lot easier. But if they took him more seriously, they would have seen a few red...
Is the veteran actually a murderer? Like, is he like a murderer in the movie at least? Or is he actually just protecting his home? Like, from people that are invading his house? Theoretically, that could be classified as self-defense. So, if they get killed, it's their fault, not his. You were in the house without his permission. So let's continue.
Red flags. They noticed the cane, but not that he was extremely fit for his age. That means he's exercising and active. This guy's a war veteran with a killer instinct and a body to match.
Yes, what I meant.
He even sleeps with a gun, and his Rottweiler already has it in for you. So maybe not as easy as they all think. Later that night, the team begins their
actually went on Rottweiler. That thing looked very funny.
In for you. So maybe not as easy as
you can tell that's actually that the dog is like, what am I doing here? Why am I here?
Later that night, the team begins their robbery. They slip the guard dog some sedatives, but find that the front door has several locks they can't open. Wait, this doesn't make sense. They have the key for the man's home security company. Why would he have extra locks?
Paranoia.
So far, smart about this. Thorough research, 24-hour recording of neighborhood activity, but this is a bad start. 4 locks is a sign that he's not going to make things easy for you, especially since he's a military man. I would bring brass knuckles or other self-defense weapons so that we have a better chance in a confrontation.
He can overpower you like the Hulk overpowered the freaking... Hulk overpowered Loki. That's how that's going to go. He's going to slam you and say, puny god. Or in this case, a puny burglar. You generally stand no chance against him. No whatsoever. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's really not. If you want to rob somebody, rob someone else. Like anyone else. At all. Sheesh. You at least have a common sense. Let's continue.
Nothing they try works. The side door to the house is locked shut, and so is the cellar door. But Rocky spots a window above them and clambers up the side.
That's dumb.
She breaks in through the bathroom window and sneaks as fast.
He's blind. His hearing is way more enhanced than you think it is. And someone can hear a window breaking from downstairs in their bedroom. What do you think he can hear? He can probably hear things that you can't hear. So, again, they are really it's really getting on my nerves how freaking stupid these guys are. Even the person that made this video he's actually even saying, yeah, you guys are dumb. I'm going to show people the way to actually do it correctly. And I agree with him in every single different direction. They've made mistakes so dumbly. If you want to rob somebody, at least know basic information about how to get out of the house, how to go in, what time to go in. When they're outside the house, you can rob it without them being inside the house at that time. That stuff. I mean, like, sheesh. Let's continue.
Fast as she can to shut off the burglar alarm before it goes off. This girl knows what she's doing. The problem is he's blind, not deaf. Cracking glass from a rock is noisy, and stomping around in boots is going to wake him up. The blind develop enhanced hearing and the ability to track movement. Also, the statistical majority of U.S. soldiers experience terrible insomnia, and he just lost his daughter. He would definitely be a light sleeper. Considering who they're up against, being silent here could save you. For this, they could have used duct tape. It pads the sound, it keeps most of the glass shards intact, and while taking your shoes off is smart, it's another loose end. With everyone inside, they begin searching the house for the cash. One of the guys enters the veteran's bedroom, where he's about to fill it with sleeping gas, but the soldier suddenly gets up. It's time to acknowledge that this man is crazy alert. Just puncturing a plastic bottle wakes him up. If that doesn't change your strategy, then you might as well write your will and testament. But it's a lot of money, and if you got this far,
He is that paranoid. Sheesh. Wonder what caused him to become blind. Maybe an explosion like that? Got caught too close to a grenade, maybe that shrapnel got caught into his eyes like that? Man, and he lost his daughter too. I feel, screw the freaking burglars. I feel bad for the war vets. Sheesh. He's lost everybody. His wife, his daughter, and he's blind too. I was watching a video a couple of days ago about someone saying that it's really bad. That it's very sad for you to lose your eyesight when you know what it's like to see out there. When people are born blind, you guys don't. When people are born blind, you don't know what it's like to see. But when you give someone something and you take it away from them like that's. I really don't think I could become blind. I really don't think I could. I might be able to, but I really don't think I could have. It's just something it was personally, blindness is one of my it's just something that I'm very scared of. I hate the dark. I can't handle the dark. It's just a very big paranoia that I'm at. I can handle the dark somewhat. I can't be totally blind. As long as I have some sort of light source, like just a phone, like that, I can handle it. But if I'm legitimately in pitch blackness with nothing else to do, then I can't do it. Why am I talking about this? I really don't even know. I was continue. But sheesh, I feel bad for the war vets.
I wouldn't call it quits just yet.
I'm just hearing though, so.
This can be done by tying the knob to a heavy piece of furniture or using a specialized security bar to force it shut. None of them have found any money, but they do find this door with some crazy locks on it. They try forcing it to open with a pry bar, and when that doesn't work, one of the burglars pulls out a gun and shoots the lock off. Alex here begins to realize this can only end badly for them. So far, they broke into his house, damaged his property.
If I was that guy, I would be like, I'm out. Theoretically, if I do go to jail, maybe 5 years. Maybe 5 years. At most, maybe 10 years at most, depending on how much they did. I think maybe home invasions for like 10 years, I think. I don't know. But armed assaults, or whatever it's called, actual murder, is either a life sentence or death. So I'll be like, it's either me dying to the war vets, or me dying in prison, or me going to prison for the rest of my life, which means I'll start dying in prison. So I would rather just go to prison for that, extra thing. I'd rather go to prison for the extra 5 years stay there for the rest of my life, but possibly get killed by the man, or I don't even know anything else. That's pretty much it. But yeah, at least someone has a little bit, let's hope in common sense, a little bit.
Property and brought a gun into the home of a veteran with superior skill and knowledge in firearms.
Yeah.
Castle law dictates this guy can defend his home. And if you think shooting into a plastic bottle is going to keep it quiet, you're dead wrong.
Plastic balls might muffle the sound by maybe like 0.0001%. But that won't do anything.
The best homemade silencer would be a modified oil filter.
Yeah.
It might be bulky, but it's going to do the job. Alex decides enough is enough and leaves. And he's the only one thinking straight because things are about to go terribly wrong as a blind man suddenly appears behind them. And they're definitely underestimating how much this Gulf War vet can do.
He actually left. Good job on you. Congratulations. Okay. He's my favorite in the movie altogether. Easily. Well, second favorite. First favorite is the war vet. Easily. He actually has common sense and decency to actually not rob someone. Well, he wanted to, but still. Sheesh. At least he actually was able to get out of the house without dying. So let's continue.
The burglar tells him he just stumbled and drunk, but the vet steps on the broken bolt lock and knows exactly what it is. He threatens him with his gun, shooting a warning shot, which alerts Alex outside. He moves in, grabs the gun.
Wow. I forgot about that training. I don't know too much about military talk. My uncle was in the military, but I don't talk to him about this much. But he told me that they did have some sort of like a little bit of training every now and then about disarming people. I don't know too much about that, but I want to talk to him more about that one day. But man, he's blind. He's able to disarm him like just that. Like I would say that again. That was awesome. Even he was shocked. The commentator,
which alerts Alex outside. He moves in, grabs the gun, and disarms it. It's officially time to freak out. They're completely outmatched. He slammed the gun to his neck, asking one simple question: who else is with you? In this moment, we need to take stock of some important facts. You won't overpower him, you can't sneak up on him, you can't find the money, and there's no way to save your friend. If you're the first to bolt, you might get away. Heartless, I know, but that's the life of a criminal. He will definitely shoot if he hears you running, so I'd throw something as a diversion, stay low to the ground, and sprint for the door. If I'm still alive, I can make new friends, and never mention this guy. Instead, they all panic in solidarity. The burglar tells him that he came alone, and gets promptly shot. Horrified, Rocky hides herself in a closet as Alex comes back in and finds the blind guy is locking things down, literally locking the door shut and boarding up the broken window. This is terrible.
Yep, well, Alex, you are not down. You are now not down from your pedestal. Alex, you are officially dead. You probably are all dead. We're veteran. You can have them. I'm fine. Maybe because people might think this is heartless, but this is all of their freaking fault. What do you expect? You just went into a house with an armed person that's trained in this stuff. You brought a gun in the house with him, or with the guy. Sheesh.
Terrified, but he has a shot here. The gun is near the sink, within arm's reach. I would grab it and shoot him dead, wipe the prints, and place it in the hands of my dead friend. That's at the...
Oh, that's brutal. That's really brutal. But it could help you out a little bit when it comes to that. But the police have their ways. Those ways I don't know what they are, but they have their ways to figure out what criminals are who and where they are at all times, which is kind of terrifying now you think about it. But I really don't know if that would actually work, though. Also, how can you actually wipe away fingerprints? I don't know if you can actually do that. Can you actually? It's like bleach, maybe? Just water? I really don't know. Let's continue.
At least what I'd like to do. But I'm way too much of a coward for that.
Yeah,
Let's just close our eyes and hope this all goes away. From the closet, Rocky sees the veteran open a safe and input the PIN code, a simple 4-digit combo that's going to pay off big. Alex finds her, and together they discover that inside the safe are bundles of cash. Now they got what they came for, but how are they going to leave?
Yeah.
Remembering that there's a storm cellar outside, they head for the door, only to find the veteran blocking their only escape plan. He begins to drag the dead body out, but as they slowly back away, he hears the floorboard creak. Wood floors are impossible to beat. It's too late for WD-40. Your only option is to cover your mouth and stay breathless and motionless until he leaves the room. That's what I would do, but the truth is, it might get me killed just as quickly. When your heart is racing, it's using up your body's oxygen reserves, making it very difficult to hold your breath for long. The right strategy is to breathe through your mouth slowly, as it's less noisy because it's a wider air passage. The burglar's phone goes off, and he shoots at it. It's a distraction that saves their life. And if I'm seeing this, I'm losing all hope. His aim was incredible for a blind man.
Yeah. Okay, so I learned that there was this one kid that was riding a bicycle around the park. He was completely blind, like he was born blind. So he was using like that. He's using echolocation. Is he able to do that? Actually, I don't think he's able to do it because he can't see them. He can hear them, but he doesn't know how to do that correctly. At least in a sense. He can probably pinpoint the point of the sound. That could work out. But his aim was just like that. Sheesh, let's continue.
It definitely makes running for an exit.
One of you guys is probably gonna die.
He continues carrying the body out of the room, giving them the chance to find a way out. But they're about to find a horrifying surprise awaiting them in the basement. They can barely see anything. They're stumbling around with no exit in sight when out of nowhere, a woman leaps at them. She's gagged, tied up, and chained to a wall. This just got way more intense. Killing an armed burglar is one thing, but this is insane. They now understand who they're dealing with. A psycho.
Okay. Never mind. I'm not on the veteran side anymore. Okay. Whew. I feel bad for him about losing everybody, but I'm fine. Whew. He kidnapped a freaking woman. And he just hid a dead body in his house somewhere. This guy's a psychopath. A psychopathic murderer. And kidnapper. Whew, this is going to be a very risky one to watch, isn't it? Let's continue.
Who plays by his own rules. And upstairs, he just figured out that these guys are still in the house. I told you those shoes were a bad idea.
Yeah.
Rocky goes to rescue her and realizes that she's the girl who killed the blind man's daughter. This is his revenge. She directs them to a safe, and lucky for them, they use the same combo. Inside, they find keys and use them to free her, not realizing that this kind of act was their biggest mistake of the night. Now, it's good to help people.
Yeah.
But right now, it's not smart. Escape gets a lot harder with 3 people, let alone 2. And it's strange they never think to take off her gag. She might have told us about the bell she's rigged with, and from there, an ambush could be planned by luring him down with it. As long as we stay silent, we have a chance to knock him out and lock him in. But let's not kid ourselves. This is a gamble. Because if you have to fight him, you've already lost. The cellar door gets unlocked and the man starts firing, grazing Alex, shooting at Rocky as she breaks her phone, and accidentally killing the girl they were trying to rescue. Taking cover, they retreat into the basement. The man cautiously steps down and slips in blood, realizing the woman is dead, and begins crying. This is not what you'd expect if she killed his daughter. There might be more to this than it seems. They walk.
I tried doing the eye switch thing, but I couldn't. God dang it. I can do a nose switch, though. But... And he actually went down to a kiss her, too. Watch.
This is not what you'd expect if she killed his daughter. There might be more to this than it seems.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my goodness. Let's continue.
They watch in the shadows as the blind man locks the door and breaks the key in the hole, guaranteeing no escape. The burglar's only plan left is to make a break for the other room and get to the front door. But suddenly, all the lights in the basement go off. It's pitch black, and they have to reach out to find their way around, while the veteran is literally sprinting through the dark corridors. It's the perfect death trap for a blind man. He starts firing at them, and taking cover, the two split up as they try to navigate the basement.
Smart, but
Rocky
not
moves along
smart.
a shelf and has no idea that she's about to bump into the veteran. She's practically breathing on him, and is only saved by Alex's calls, luring the blind man towards him. The veteran somehow finds Alex and grabs him, shoving a gun against his head. But realizing the gun is empty, he starts strangling him. Luckily, he's able to knock a shelf onto the veteran before running away to get the girl. We've lost our
Okay,
single
Alex,
advantage over him.
you're second
Start
place
by
still.
confirming where he is. Draw him in with a noise.
Number one,
and
I don't know.
and walk
He's
by,
just there.
effectively mapping part of the room for you to run in the
Number one's
opposite
probably the
direction.
girl then.
He has the whole place memorized, but he will follow what he hears. Once he's distracted, make your way towards the light quickly. They scramble to get out of the basement and jam the door shut, but find themselves staring down a massive Rottweiler. Rocky goes to unlock the front door, while Alex tries his best to keep the dog calm. He nearly succeeds, until the veteran tries to break down the basement door, sending the dog into attack mode and forcing them upstairs. They barricade themselves in one of the bedrooms and try to escape through the windows, but they're barred. It's a bad situation that only gets worse as the veteran starts breaking through the door. Alex suggests pressing the panic button on his remote, making the point that the cops will overlook their robbery when they discover that this man is a murdering psychopath.
True.
He's right. This lets them live, but not keep the cash, something Rocky isn't willing to do. The vet is still pushing through, and they're running.
You dumb idiot! I don't care about cash. I'd rather live. I'd rather live than actually have like $1 million. I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't. I really would not care if I would have $1 million and then die afterwards. Would you rather die, or would you rather live, and maybe, depending on how you learn from this mistake, rob someone else, maybe? Since you guys like robbing people, you should rob the wrong person this time, though. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be, yeah, the girl is the dumb one in this one. Alex at least has some common sense, but she has none whatsoever, in my opinion. Tell me, guys, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Let's continue.
Running out of time, but they suddenly spot an air vent above that's big enough for one of them to slip through. Rocky squeezes into the crawl space just as the dog rams Alex, knocking him out of the window and on the skylight below. As if that wasn't enough, the psycho dog then climbs its way into the shaft and makes its way towards Rocky to finish the job. With no other option, she throws herself down the shaft head first, slamming into the ground. Alex is dangerously suspended on the skylight. He tries rolling slowly as the glass cracks under him, but looks up, only to see the blind man shoot the glass, holding him up, sending him falling to the ground. Hurt from the fall, he walks through the house, trying to use his remote to activate the burglar alarm. Now it's risky, but we now have an open path outside. I might have tried going back out through the skylight. We'd be wearing gloves, so we wouldn't get cut too badly.
True.
And judging by their height, it's possible to jump up to, but it's too late, because the blind man finds him first and fires his revolver, forcing him to hide in this laundry room right next to his friend's corpse. The veteran tracks into the room, but gets ambushed and disarmed, but he should have gone straight for his head, because he grabs Alex, who quickly gets overpowered, and beats the snot out of him. But the washing machines turn on, disorientating the man. Alex
That's not too bad. Because without his hearing, he's blind. Well, he's already blind, but without that, he's even more blind. Sheesh. You know, if blind people, when their hearing actually does get enhanced, can they actually hear dog whistles? Huh. Actually, it's a really good question. I mean, like, if they can, that'd be awesome. Number one. Huh, who knows? Well, dogs' hearing is a lot better than humans in general. Maybe like 20 times, I think. I don't know, it depends. But, who knows? Alright, let's go and continue.
Takes his chance and reaches for the gun on the floor. Now, if I was in this situation with my honed abilities as a coward, I would have run out of the door, but kicked the gun out with me. Get out of the closed space, because it forces you to fight him, and you won't win them.
Yeah.
The veteran manages to turn off the washing machines and stop Alex from grabbing the gun, throwing punch after punch before finishing the burglar off with garden shears. Recovering from her fall,
There goes
Rocky
Alex.
struggles to reach the end of the ventilation shaft that leads straight out of the house. She's able to turn herself around and kick out the grate, but it's too late. She's ripped out of the crawl space by the veteran and gets knocked out. She wakes up, locked into the same harness as the woman before her. The veteran very clearly tells her he won't let her go after what she's done, and intends to keep her as a replacement. For what exactly? A baby maker. He was using the woman to make a new daughter for him to replace the one she had killed. Rocky is going to stay with him for the next 9 months. It's almost impossible to escape from this unless you're prepared in advance. Handcuffs have a universal one-fits-all lock. If you're a criminal, they'll likely come in handy. You can tuck it in your waistband to access when you're cuffed. It's looking hopeless for her. The blind man has won, and there's nothing she can do. But upstairs, Alex gets up from the floor. He's still alive.
He's alive? He took gardening tools to the head, right? Or the chest. How is the guy alive? Alex, are you Deadpool? Or what Frieza wanted to be? Immortal? I don't know. Sheesh. Man.
Still alive.
You're every anime protagonist ever. Never giving up.
Now he has his best chance to escape.
Wait.
With some other burglars.
Oh. He stabbed the wrong person.
Body was stabbed instead of his.
Wow.
Now he has his best chance to escape. With some quick thinking, he's able to trick and lock the dog inside the laundry room, giving him time to unlock and open the front door. He needs to leave. It's not about money anymore. This is pure survival. If both of you are caught, it won't help anyone. He's had the drop on you at every turn, and without even being able to see. Get out and get help. Back in the basement, the veteran disposes of the girl's corpse and hoists up Rocky to prepare her for what's...
That was acid. Like legitimately acid. He melted her corpse. Wow.
...to come. Now, he's not going to force himself on her. Oh, no. It's way worse. He grabs this bottle of frozen goo from a fridge, gets it nice and warm, and fills a turkey baster.
No. No. Oh, God, no. Holy crap. I can't look at it. Oh, God. I don't want to continue. I really don't. I really don't. Oh, okay. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Oh, alright. Let's continue. That's messed up.
With it. It's an absolutely horrifying moment for Rocky, who tries to rip her way out of the harness, but there's no escape. This is going to happen. Just as she's given up all hope, blood splatters on her face, and the blind man gets knocked away by Alex. He came back to set her free, taking the cuffs off and placing them on him. She swears that she'll get the veteran arrested, but Alex points out that it would end badly. They've broken into his house, stolen his money, and assaulted him. It would be child's play for the guy to turn the cops against them. They have to let him go if they want to get away. It appears to be over, but just as they make it back upstairs and open the front door, Alex gets killed by the blind man, leaving Rocky the sole survivor who makes it out of the house. It seems like she's safe, but then his dog comes bolting out of the house. You can't outrun a Rottweiler. It's not going to happen. If you're being chased by a dog, standing still and slowly walking away will usually work in this situation. But this dog might be related to Cujo, so I can't blame her for running. But she might have had a better chance to run around the back of the house, where there's more cover and more obstacles to put as much between yourself and this crazy canine as you can. It chases her all the way back to her car and snags a hold of the money bag, leaving her stuck inside. And to make matters worse, she dropped the money outside the car. The keys are nowhere to be found. She's trapped. But she comes up with an ingenious plan that would have made MacGyver proud. She opens up the trunk to lure the dog inside, and then yanks on the rope she attached to trap him in, while at the same time pushing the passenger seats back into place, effectively caging the dog, at least for a moment, before it rips its way out. Man, this dog has no chill.
Yeah.
It gets so close that it's almost able to bite her, and this gives her the chance to hook the release.
That dog is very well trained, though. Yeah, think about that. That dog is, like, really well trained for actually not being able to bite her. Like, man, actually went, like, that she did really good with this movie. Really good with this movie.
The dog's collar, pulling it back and giving her the space to get out and grab the bag. Now, if only she was a bit more careful, she would have gotten away. Dragged back to the house and dropped right next to Alex's corpse, it's utterly hopeless. But maybe she's got one last trick up her sleeve. She grabs Alex's remote and activates the panic button. Alarms start blaring throughout the house and overwhelm the veteran. Rocky picks up a pry bar and blitzes the blind man, hitting him as she cleverly takes advantage of his confusion. But just as she's about to land one more blow, the alarm shuts off. The veteran hears the floorboard creak behind him, and he turns. But he's too slow on the draw and gets sent flying, knocked into the basement floor where his gun goes off, shooting a leaky hole into himself during the fall. She takes a breath as if for the first time all night. With the money in hand and the veteran dead, Rocky leaves the house just in time before the police arrive. Later, as she and her sister are waiting at a train station, she sees a news report about the robbery. There's no mention of her or any money being stolen, but the veteran is still alive, covering in the hospital. He hasn't told anyone about what really happened, but who knows what he'll do once he's finally out. But what do you think? How would you beat the blind soldier?
And I wouldn't. I'd be the first person to die in the movie. I legitimately couldn't. I mean, like, that's really brutal. That's a really brutal movie. Why do people keep making these movies? Holy crap! That one scene was the only scene in that few movies. The very few that actually made me visibly cringe, or just be in just the most amount of disgust I've been in a while. All right, so without further ado, I'll see you on the next video. See you guys then. Bye.